Wait to see the truth.
Well, I believe in truth. But I'm also a big fan of justice.
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I'm ready to drop on you my 4th iteration of my Unstoppable Paladin. I streamed this for a few hours on Twitch the other night and everybody agreed this is the best version yet. As you can see from the screen, the tooltip DPS is over 150,000 on the 3rd swing of Rive, and that is with a one-handed rare weapon. Yes, not a two-handed, and no, not an exalted or something special, just a regular one-handed weapon. As always, we will go through gameplay, skills, passives, gear, of course, break down the character sheet. Everything is timestamped in the description below if you need to bounce around. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Starting off with some gameplay. Now, the skills I'm going to be using for this build are Shield Rush, Sigils of Hope, Volatile Reversal, Holy Aura, and Rive. The big newcomer to this build is Volatile Reversal. We used to use Shield Bash, and the reason why we want to use Volatile Reversal is it does give us some life when we need it, which is very rare, but the main thing is the movement speed and the attack speed. When you use, so this is regular swing, right? Regular swing. When you use Volatile Reversal, you now have increased attack speed and movement speed. So it's just that added burst of damage and movement speed when you need it. I really like moving backwards to then move forward because it gives you such a big look at, oh wow, that was a long run. One of my favorite builds, one of the few builds I've made so many iterations on. And as you can see from life wise, I actually wish this was over 3,000. Hoping for 3,500, but the gear did not give it to us. Now, the reason why this is our Unstoppable Paladin is because it has so many different things going for it. You have Bastion of Honor, which gives you 100% block. You've got 60% to your endurance. You have maxed resistance. You have over 70% on your armor, and you have maxed crit avoidance. There's just so many different things going for it that it makes it really, really tough. And again, I wish this build had over 3,000 life, but for the most part, we were wrecking everything in the game when we were streaming the other night. And you never have to worry about mana with this build because Rive doesn't use mana and it rejuvenates mana and life. So all you're doing is making Sigils of Hope, Volatile Reversal when you need it, Holy Aura when you need it, and then Shield Rush for mobility. Very strong, and it does a ton of damage. Throw up. Those are the modifiers for the run we just did. This is right now corruption level, I believe, 150, and of course it is empowered. That first run was pretty quick. Let's do one more.
I cannot do that.
As you can see, I really like Volatile Reversal. Such a big difference for the build, simply just for the movement skill. Beekeepers? Ooh, 3 legendary potential beekeepers. Get across the screen quick. Shield Rush is so awesome. So awesome. Can't touch this. Now, Rive obviously does guaranteed crit, hits in an AoE, and has a kill threshold. Kind of a jack of all trades.
I cannot do that.
let me show you how to recreate this build. Now let's check out the skills, starting with Shield Rush. And you gotta remember that with these skills, we are stacking as much crit multiplier as possible, and I will explain when we get to the Rive skill. Also, you don't have to worry about any mana. You don't need any mana regen whatsoever because Rive takes care of it. You want 3 skills into Warrior's Entrance, 3 into Splintering Impact, 2 into Critical Rush, 2 into Obliterating Rush, 1 into Echoes of Charge, 5 into Stretch Time, 2 into Critical Echo, and 2 into Obliterating Echo. And believe it or not, scaling tags for Shield Rush is Physical Melee Strength, which is the exact same scaling skills for our next skill, Rive, Physical Melee Strength, okay? So Shield Rush, believe it or not, does do a decent amount of damage. Now, with Rive, our main damage dealer, there's a couple of nodes that are very, very noteworthy, okay? One of them being right here, Coup de Grace. This gives you a kill threshold. The other one that is huge is right here, and that is Focus Strike. That makes it where the third swing on Rive is a guaranteed crit. So you never have to worry about crit chance, only have to worry about crit multiplier. You want 3 into Outburst, 1 into Overwhelm, 2 into Reclamation. This gives you Leech. 3 into Brutality, 1 into Coup de Grace, 5 into Flurry, 4 into Concentration, and 1 into Focus Strike. Now, this is also important. Flurry, this is your first and second attack strike faster. You want to get through 1 and 2 as quick as possible so that you get to 3. If 1 and 2 takes forever, then you're only really doing damage on your third attack. And if you have more points to put into this, I would actually put these 2 points into Rending so that your first and second attack strike really quick, shredding armor, and then obviously the third attack tears them up with that huge crit multiplier. Great skill. Amazing skill. Moving over to Holy Aura. Now, this is one where you have a little bit of kind of what you see fit. The right side here, Call to Arms, I would put 5, 4 into Fanaticism, 3 into True Strike, 3 into Extreme Zeal, and then the other 5 points are your choice. If you have great endurance and great elemental resistance, you can go up here and take health regen, poison resistance, and cleanses ailments. You could put 2 into Shelter from the Storm and then put the other 3 into Mighty Shield if you're looking for health on block and block effectiveness. These 5 are for you. I needed the resistances and endurance. Okay. Moving over to Sigils of Hope. And you want this on an instant cast, okay? 5 into Iron Sigils, 4 into Enduring Hope, 1 into Tetragram, 1 into Meditation, 5 into Empowering Sigils, 1 into Last Wish, 2 into Word of the Alcriti, and 1 into Expediency. Now right here, 6% chance to summon a sigil. This happens all the time because you are a melee attacker, so you are personally killing all the enemies. And you'll notice even if you get, oh, I forgot to do my sigils, you're gonna have them most of the time anyways. Last but not least, the newcomer, Volatile Reversal. First thing you want is 3 into Time Sap, 3 into Warped Time, 3 into Catching Up. This gives you movement speed and it gives you attack speed. And if you noticed from my older builds, not having this actually really hurt us. I wish I would have used this earlier on. You then want 2 into Traveler's Fatigue. This reduces the cooldown. 1 into Time Lost Wisdom. This pretty much removes the cooldown and you don't care about it not restoring mana because you don't care about mana. 1 into Terminal Void Rift, 4 into Dark Expanse, and then 3 into Harbinger of Dust. This is enemies damage taken. So enemies hit by Void Rifts can take increased damage from all types, including your Rive. Those are the skills. Moving over to passives, and right now my character is level 100. We are maxed. And before I go through these, I want to explain something. Your skills are spread around fairly evenly. You have 40 in base, 18 in Forge Guard, 16 in Paladin, and 39 in Void Knight. Now I get asked all the time, Aaron, why are you a Paladin when you have the least amount of points into Paladin? And the answer is that you can only get Holy Aura if you are a Paladin. And you can get everything else you need throughout the other base trees. So you still want to be a Paladin, even though you are putting the least amount of points into it. All right. Base class, you want 5 into Overwhelm, 2 into Juggernaut, 8 into Fearless, 5 into Armor Clad, 5 into Valiant Charge, 5 into Time and Faith, and 10 into Mail Crusher. Right here, Time and Faith, this is where you get health and mana every time you hit. That's why you never have to worry about mana. We'll just go right around. Forge Guard, 9 into Weapons Master, 1 into Steel Aegis, and 8 into Rallying Block. This is why it's an unstoppable Paladin. Every time you hit, you become tougher. You can stack up to 10 times 120 block from this. And again, your shield has a 100% chance to block, so it's going to be stacking all the time. The more combat you're in, the tougher you are. Moving over to Paladin, you want 8 into Conviction, 1 into Defiance, 6 into Valor, and 1 into Holy Symbol. You need to put 15 points into Paladin because that's how you unlock Sigils of Hope. And by the way, this 1 point I put into Holy Symbol, I did that is because I needed that 7% necrotic resistance to get it over max. So if you have better gear than me and your necrotic resistance is already maxed, you don't need to put this point there. Okay. Moving over to Void Knight, last but not least, you want 10 into Abyssal Endurance, 10 in Devouring Blade, 5 into Dark Maw, 1 into Void Corruption, 8 into Doom Knight, and 5 into Unending Hunger. Unending Hunger, yes. Now, the reason why I like Void Knight, your third strike of Rive always crits, so you want as much critical strike multiplier as possible. This node right here, Void Corruption, critical strike multiplier per point spent in Void Knight. So this 39 points into Void Knight gets us an extra 39% critical strike multiplier on that swing, which is huge. On top of that, newcomer for this build right now is Dark Maw. Whenever you kill an enemy, you have a chance to absorb 5% of its health. Chance to absorb the health is 25%. And then when you take an additional 5, that 5% moves to 10. So 10% of the enemy's health, 25% of the time. And obviously you're killing enemies all the time. It is unstoppable. Those are the passives. Moving over to everyone's favorite gear, starting with idols. And I say it all the time, my gear can be so much better. Yours is likely better than mine. Now, in the description is the advanced loot filter and advanced build planner. If I could snap my fingers and give myself the best possible gear for this, you will find that in the description on that build planner. So check it out. But obviously I want to show you what I'm using so you can correlate that to the gameplay earlier and the character breakdown in a second. Now, for idols, this is the idol you are looking for. And really it's only the prefix you're looking for. You need 2 prefixes that is Rive Critical Strike Multiplier, and that can roll as high as 45%. This one rolled with chance to shred armor on hit, and it's almost perfect. This one rolled with physical resistance, but it rolled with the perfect 45% Rive Critical Strike Multiplier. 90% crit multiplier on that third swing of Rive adds so much damage. Everything else I'm using in here is literally just health and added physical damage. So that's what you're looking for. I believe it could roll with chance to shred armor, resistances, and block effectiveness. All right, moving over to gear. There's nothing required for this build. There is, of course, best in slot gear, but it's not like you can only do this build if you have this item. Nope, not with Unstoppable Paladin. Actually, the gear for it, it's almost nothing, okay? Now, I will start with the shield, because obviously that is the one unique I am using. Bastion of Honor, in my opinion, is best in slot, because you're going to have that 100% block chance, and this is a melee-focused build, and it rolls with health and melee physical damage base, which is amazing, okay? Now, if you don't have a Bastion of Honor, but you do have Horns, which is another great rare end game shield, this would also work. It doesn't give you the guaranteed block, but it gives you endurance, it gives you melee damage, it gives you great block effectiveness, and it gives you strength, okay? If you don't have one of those 2 shields, no big deal. Go get the best exalted shield you have that has as much melee or physical damage on it as possible with block effectiveness and strength or health, okay? We're gonna go through the items one by one. Helmet, strength, melee, physical damage for wielding a blunt weapon. Amulet, crit multiplier, physical, melee attack speed. Armor, vitality, melee, physical damage if wielding a blunt weapon with life. Ring, physical damage, strength. Belt, physical damage, health. Ring, physical damage, strength. Gloves, melee attack speed, and leech with health. Boots, vitality, movement speed, health. Relic, physical damage, crit multiplier. Now, the one I skipped is my weapon. Doomstar is what you need. You need to find a great Doomstar. I always talk about what this build would look like if I found a melee critical strike multiplier implicit closer to 90 that had a tier 7 critical strike multiplier for its prefix. It would be insane, okay? But ultimately, the 3 you are looking for: melee physical damage base, crit multiplier, and then Trance of Shred armor, okay? So it's got tier 5s of the 3 you're looking for, and this did have a mid-roll implicit, okay? Obviously, you can get better. Find a great Doomstar. That is the gear. Now let's check out the character sheet for this Unstoppable Paladin. I am level 100. Right now, strength, I have 51 points, vitality 38, movement speed 33. But remember, when we use Volatile Reversal, that movement speed goes all the way up to 69%. Resistances, fire, cold, physical, necrotic, and void is maxed. When you activate Holy Aura, lightning is also maxed as well. So really all I need right now is a little bit of poison resistance. Block chance is 100% with block effectiveness at 40%. Armor is only showing at 5334, but when you turn on Sigils, puts you up to 61 at, again, 69% armor. That being said, when you are in combat and getting hit, remember you can get those 10 stacks of armor, which is going to add another 1200 to this, over 70% armor. All right. So again, near maxed resistances, amazing block, amazing armor. On top of that, when you go over to defenses, endurance is maxed at 60%, endurance threshold 500, and crit avoidance maxed. Resistances, armor, block, endurance, crit avoidance. If this build I had poison maxed and I had probably another 500 life, it is very, very strong. Now, on top of that, just looking at overall damage, we don't care about crit chance, we care about crit multiplier, which is at 378%. On top of that, our increased physical damage is 611. Now remember, Rive is a free skill that you get really, really early on, okay? And a lot of people overlook it as an end game skill. I'm gonna show you what it is capable of right now at the training dummy. So we will turn on our Sigils. That is now on, and right now we're hitting the training dummy. Again, every third hit is going to be crit. And you saw it, what, maybe 70,000 is kind of the most we will get to. Now, when we use Volatile Reversal, increase attack speed, it now goes to 83. Now, when you use Volatile Reversal and Holy Aura, ready? Sigils, activated. 92,000 on that swing. Let me try it again. 92,000 with Rive. 107, 108, 103. That, and again, this is hitting AoE, so every enemy around you. It's leeching you life, it's a guaranteed crit, and has a kill threshold. Super strong, super good. Last but not least, I want to talk about leveling this build. So how do you get it from level 1 all the way to level 100? And this is one of the few builds you can literally start from the very beginning and take it all the way till end game. Normally my leveling guides is like, you take these skills and then at level 50, 60, switch into this build. No, not with Unstoppable Paladin. Rive is the first skill you get and unlocks. That's the first thing you want to take. After you have Rive, you move over to Shield Rush, okay? You take Rive, you take Shield Rush. After that, you move over and take Sigils of Hope and Holy Aura. Actually, scratch that. You take Holy Aura, then you take Sigils of Hope. Once you have Rive, once you have Shield Rush, once you have Holy Aura and Sigils of Hope, then you go into Volatile Reversal as your last skill. And you can start leveling Rive from the beginning. Don't worry about taking the bottom, actually go the top first. That's gonna give you your leech, that's gonna give you your area, that's gonna give you your kill threshold. So take the top first and then down. And then again, with Shield Rush, if you have a bad shield or you're leveling through dual wield, you can take this node right here, Dark Rush, which means you could use Shield Rush even if you do not have a shield. And it couldn't be more simple. If you are, I don't wanna say an experienced player, but someone that's played before, use the gear that you already have. Okay, so take your 2 swords, then move on to the next weapon, then just keep going down the line and upgrade your weapon as you are leveling up. And if you don't have these types of stash with all the weapons in it, You can go to Last Epoch tools, you can go to swords, and you can just, all right, at level 10 I get this, at level 15 I get this, at level 20, and just continue to upgrade your weapons as you go through the campaign. You will literally fly through it because Shield Rush is such a great movement skill. All right, everyone, that's the build guide. What do you think of my 4th iteration of my Unstoppable Paladin? Is there something I've missed? What can I do to get it to the next level? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. 2 asks at the end of this video. Ask number 1, I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. Hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it. It really does help the channel, but of course, only if I deserve it. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Thank you to the first 42 members that have signed up. Become an instant ARPG VIP and get Patreon exclusive content at the first link in the description. We have a weekly blog post, weekly podcast, access to the VIP lounge. You get a special title for the Discord, and depending on where you sign up at, there's lots of other goodies. Again, first link in the description. Also in the description is the advanced loot filter and build planner for an Unstoppable Paladin. And if this isn't your flavor, there's over 20 viable build guides there. All right, we are done. Hopefully you're entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.